Greetings everyone and welcome to Collector Corps. Today we've been looking at the Marvel Comics Spider-Man retro-carded Symbiote Spider-Man. And yeah, this is a figure I've been looking forward to since announcement. The black suit, or the symbiote suit, or whatever you want to call it, is probably my favourite Spider-Man design, bar none. Maybe with the exception of Bagman, but Bagman's in his own different, tier on the tier list. So, Symbiote Spider-Man, I love Venom. This is, the precursor in a lot of ways to Venom, and yeah, I'm just really excited for this. So let's get it open and check out what it has to offer. And just before we actually get into the figure, I just want to go over the packaging real quick, just in terms of if you're wanting to save the packaging, if you're someone who keeps the boxes, I like to do for certain characters, like anything Venom related, really. I would suggest to take an X-Acto knife to the bottom, cut it out, the tray will just roll out. Whoops, I knocked over the figure. But yeah, it isn't perfect, and there are probably better ways of doing it, but these packagings, they're a bit awkward to keep in mint condition while also taking the figure out, so from my experience, this is the best way. Just cut with an X-Acto knife or some other sort of very sharp, small knife all across the end, and it generally works. But yeah, I really like the packaging. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but the comic art, which is actually on the front as well, is very nice, and yeah, it's the only figure from this series, other than maybe Hobgoblin, that I'm actually interested in. But yeah, still very cool, and at the very least, it'll go with my animated series Venom that I got from PulseCon recently. And going over the figure itself, it's the black suit. It's a plain black base body with just some detailing that's very Venom, very Spider-Man. Is there anything else to say? I love the detail of the black square on the back of the hands. The actual Venom / Spider-Man logos are really well done. Honestly, they may be the cleanest I've ever seen on a Hasbro figure, which I don't know if that's saying anything really, because they're a bit hit and miss. But yeah, the white on black is so well done, and despite the fact that I'd rather have a bit more of an expressive look, especially for this era of Spider-Man. Yeah, it's fine. It's a pretty generic head, and quite honestly, it works for me. I'm gonna be more than happy with this head, and if I'm not, I'm sure I can find some third-party head that's been made that has a bit more of an expressive look. But yeah, this is just a really clean body. I really like the base body. It does actually have the butterfly joints, which I'll get into in articulation, but yeah, it's just a very good base body in black with the symbiote design on it, which, what else can you ask for? Even down to the fact that, is it? Yeah, it's a bit tight, but you do actually have the ability to lower the legs, which is, it is also why it was still a bit wonky. I was wondering that before, but, yeah. I'll figure out how to stand it when we get into articulation. And going over articulation, we have I think it's a dumbbell joint at the neck. It's kind of hard to tell because it's all just dark under there, but it does allow for up, down, and then you also get a decent amount of rocker, way more than you'd usually get out of just a ball and hinge. So that is very good. You get some really expressive looks out of that. I really like that. Onto the torso, we have forward crunch. Well, actually, we get center swivel, so you get that hula hooping action. Then you also have a crunch on the lower, allows for, well, combined, you get that much forward, and combined you get, wow, that's a ridiculous amount of back, but that'll get some really good swinging poses if you're interested in that. And then we also have the, butterfly joints forward and very far back. Once again, really good for both punching and swinging poses, so pretty good there. Swivel all the way around. It's blocked a little bit by the butterfly joint, but overall it still works. We have out. We have all the way around, as I say. Swivel at the bicep. I'm realising I'm doing this a little bit out of order to how I normally do it. Double elbow goes, well, it's past 90. It's not ideal, but it's perfectly fine. And then side to side on the hands, which, let's just quickly check. Open hand, side to side, and flip hand is also side to side. So there's no up and down, but there's also no trigger fingers, no weapon holding hands. So overall, pretty good. Nothing in the waist, but obviously we do have the crunch, so it doesn't really matter. We have out, pretty good. Forward, perfect. And Oh, if we don't have it drop down, that's the back. If we do drop it down, you get a little bit more, but not much. And I think that's the case for, you can go up more a little bit if you drop it down. Generally, the drop down isn't all that useful. It does work on both sides, so you can drop down on both legs. I'm probably not going to use it too much, but it's an option if you're all interested in that. Swivel at the thigh, pretty cool. We have double knee goes. Oh, well, I mean, actually, to be fair, you can kick his own back, in all fairness, so, you know, you can actually go further than that, but, yeah, it's not full 90, a little bit too much muscle sculpt, which isn't a negative. I like having that much on a Symbiote Spider-Man, but I'm just saying it kind of gets in the way of articulation. Swivel at the, I guess boot cut wouldn't be correct here, but it's not even the ankle, the mid-calf? I don't know. And then forward, back, that's the wrong way around, and then forward-facing pin for Rocker on the feet. So, overall, a really well-articulated figure, especially for Spider-Man. You know, you need a lot of articulation, and once you actually get his feet flat, which I'm struggling to right now, he stands reasonably easily. He's a very light figure, so he's easy to knock over, but overall, I'm perfectly happy with this. For accessories, Spider-Man comes with 2 closed fists, 2 open palm, I guess, wall crawling hands, which is really nice to get these. You don't usually get them with Spider-Man figures, so very happy with that. And finally, 2 flip hands, because it's a Spider-Man, you need them. And yeah, that is it for accessories. And for comparisons, we have the No Way Home or Far From Home upgraded suit, the MCU version, which is a little bit shorter, which is understandable. This is supposed to be like adult, this is supposed to be teen Peter Parker, it's completely understandable. And then the PulseCon exclusive animated series Venom, which I did reference earlier, and I really like this. I think this is kind of perfect. I'm not a huge fan of Venom being all monstrous and gigantic compared to Peter Parker. I just think he needs to be taller, and, you know, he's an entire head taller, so I am perfectly happy with this. The colours, I will admit, are a little bit odd between these two to say they are technically the same general idea. You know, this is a lot more blue compared to this, which is a lot more pure black. But at the end of the day, you know, this is very, very much the cartoon look with the blue and red. This is very much comic book accuracy. I can live with it, and in any case, I still think it all works really well together. And then, as always, we have the Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series Fish Stick and the newest version, the 2nd edition of the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper. There we go. I always like mess up what that's called, but yeah, once again, a little short for a Stormtrooper, pretty much perfect. We do actually have a Symbiote Spider-Man skin in Fortnite, so once again, this is a figure that you can put into your Fortnite display if you so wish, but yeah, overall, really good. And on that note, that is going to be it for this review. I really, really do like this figure. I'm so happy I picked it up. I've had to start making a few concessions when it comes to, like, what figures I'm actually getting right now, just because I buy other things other than figures, so I just need to move my funds around a little bit. And this was one of the figures that I was like, I can't possibly cancel it. It's too important to my, you know, major collection, which is symbiote-related stuff. I'm so happy to have this. It's my first black suit Spider-Man, my first symbiote Spider-Man, and it's going to make such a good addition, I guess, to the Venom shelf, which is the main reason I get stuff like this. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell so you never miss an upload. And otherwise, yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!